Space debris is falling from the skies and crashing into homes. Should you panic? Stay tuned, we'll let you know. Then we've got a special case today for hockey fans. A little bit of a dispute about a special jersey for the Stanley Cup Finals. Stay tuned, we'll settle it. What you are listening to is real. The parties involved are not cool. They are actual geeks with a case pending in the court of public opinion. The party's case has been dismissed, and the dispute will be settled here on our podcast. There will be no lawyers. There will be no witness testimony. The judge's decisions are final.
Hello, I'm Judge Ivan.
I'm Judge Jonathan, and this is Geeks on Trial. Today's case, Family Face-Off.
Welcome to Geeks on Trial. This is the podcast where we settle petty disputes between actual geeks over movies, video games, board games, and more. If you'd like to submit your own geeky case for a future episode, you can email us at geeksontrial@gmail.com. You can also support the show over at patreon.com/geeksontrial. For just $5 a month, you gain early access to both our audio and video episodes, plus our other show that's behind a paywall, Geeks on Trial Sidebar. It's a fun show. You should check it out. $5.
Is it new, though?
No, it's not new anymore. It's crossed the threshold of no longer new. It's just good.
Okay.
Because new and good can't be the same thing. You could either be new or you could be good. This is just a good show.
Yeah, definitely check that one out for $5 a month. You get a lot of stuff. We offer a lot of good things over there.
$5.
But this show you get to watch no matter what you are or who you are or where you are.
Whoa, we can't assume what people are.
Anything that you are, you're happy to be here. You're happy to join us for a big show today. Boy, hockey's in the air. We're going to get to that later.
Is it? Is that what that is?
Yeah, that's what's making you all sniffly. But before that, we're going to talk about some science news.
We got science nudes?
Nude science. You know about how NASA's up there doing things in space.
Are they still? Did we give them funding back?
Yeah, well, they here and there we throw them a bone. And a few months ago, actually, I believe it was April of this year, a bit of space debris crashed into the home of a family in Florida.
Of course it was Florida.
And it turns out that what this thing actually was a little piece of like a battery container that was ejected off of something NASA had in orbit intentionally. This was by design. They were jettisoning this thing out into the atmosphere. However, it was supposed to all burn up before entering Earth's atmosphere. One little hunk of it that we know of did not, landed through somebody's home. Fortunately, nobody was injured. One person was home at the time, but according to them, the house shook. They thought it was an earthquake. They had to check. They had security cameras, and They saw this thing through their roof into their home. It looks like a little cylinder. I'm not actually sure exactly how big it is. It's not huge.
It's about the size of a normal adult hand by looking at the photo.
Yeah. But anything of that size, if it crashes from space, is going to make an impression.
I mean, honestly, anything crashing into a house, be it, a space battery, or even around here in the fall, we get acorns hitting the house, and it scares the crap out of me.
Yeah. So now the family is suing NASA. So that brings it into our legal jurisdiction as well.
Yeah, because we are judges. Look.
Yeah, that's sort of the premise. If you didn't watch the opening.
That's actually how I got my gavel. It fell from NASA through my roof.
Yeah,
and just landed in my hand. I was very confused, but that's how I became a lawyer.
This kid basically got Donnie Darko'd, is what happened.
Okay, yeah.
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 And literally, it was like I said, nobody was hurt, but this was 2 rooms over from him. I mean,
right,
the odds that this was hitting anything are low. But for it to hit a specific house and be that close to somebody, crazy.
I call conspiracy. I think the government was trying to get these people. They didn't pay their taxes. They lived in Florida. They're trying to, and they missed them.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, this is something that I often, maybe not space stuff because that I don't think about, but this is kind of stuff that I often will think about a truck driving through my house. Or or during a storm, a tree might fall down and crash into the house. It's irrational fears that I do think about Because, like, you see there's news stories of, like, cars or 18-wheelers driving through people's homes on occasion. But when NASA drops something on purpose, you got yourself a lawsuit there. You got yourself a stew.
They knew what they were doing. Right. Yeah, if you look online, there's all this talk about who's exactly responsible for this and who pays for the damages. I think they said it was like roughly $15,000 of damages. I mean,
plus, like,
could have killed someone.
Not just damages. If I was his family, and NASA's a U.S. government agency, I'd be suing for, like, oh, my neck hurts.
Yeah. I mean, it seems clear to me. I don't, like, who else would be at fault?
Right.
Science, like, clearly whatever.
But, like,
they thought it should burn up. Clearly it didn't. Right. So unless they're saying the fault is with the manufacturers or whoever put together the materials of this thing.
What, metal? Like,
yeah, it's metal. It's like battery acid and shit. I don't know what's in there.
Shouldn't we not just be assuming that something you're dropping out of a window in space will just hopefully burn up? Like, we didn't test this anywhere?
I have to assume they have tested it, and it, like, or this is something that it sounds like they do somewhat frequently. Right. Or at least they've done it before, and this is the first time. Well, either it's never done this before, or they've just never hit a house before.
Well, and that's the other thing. Like, when, space rocks come down, and they kind of like, well, we hope it'll just hit, some ocean that the Earth is made up. No,
yeah, that'll be good.
We just try not to hit Earth. Like, our state parks that are run by the the U.S. government have a carry in, carry out campaign where you can't leave your own trash. Why NASA they should be taking care of their own trash.
Yeah,
I think that's
I thought that was if you bring in a copy of Stephen King's Carrie and you have to take it out when you leave. You can't just literally.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about trash.
I don't like why there's
I don't know. I like the movie. It wasn't.
Yeah, I know. I know you have nothing. You're just trying to start shit for no reason.
Work. You could have said any movie; it would have been fine. But no. But
I said the book. I was referring to the novel. You cretin.
Oh yeah. No, I just assumed the movie. Yeah, the book is trash.
There you go again.
So
trying to start shit.
No,
like you're NASA jettisoning shit into my home for no reason. Shit.
Jettisoning.
It's a good word, jettisoning.
The Jetsons. No, but the part that pisses me, fine, I'm upset that somebody's house got ruins, that they now have a hole in their roof. I'm more so pissed off that, like, yeah, this is a small thing that NASA's been dumping into space. Why are we dumping anything? Why are we in fucking space to begin with? Like, we're just ruining.
We gotta be up there. There's things to do.
Yeah, what was the space shuttle doing up there?
I have no fucking idea.
Dropping batteries on houses. This was a test. They were actually playing a game. Oh, let's try to aim for that house. It was a carnival game.
I'm sure they're doing something important, but I did not look into the articles I read. Didn't actually say what this thing was up there for.
We were in space littering.
They're doing shit.
They're doing
shit. They're experimenting. They're jettisoning.
Of course, it was a Florida home too. Like this is just something that happens to. I have family in Florida, so I can make fun of. But this sounds like Florida man was hit in the head with space battery. Like, this is very much like big time news for Florida.
It might have been a Florida man operating the.
True. Maybe it was somebody he knew. Like I said, it was,
You think it was a hit attempt? It was an assassination.
somebody did them wrong, and they were off by 13 feet.
It's the space mafia.
Yep.
Like the perfect crime. They'll never trace it back.
They'll never know. But no, this is wild to me that, like, and this isn't the first time this has ever happened in the history of space or even like airplanes. Like, with the news of all of these Boeing doors just flying off, why aren't we hearing about these Boeing doors hitting people?
They're covering it up. They're making deals. Doors. The government goes in there. They're like, we'll pay you big money to keep you trapped shut. But not this family.
If they knew how to keep their trap shut, their doors wouldn't be flying off.
If they knew how to keep their trap shut, their doors wouldn't be flying off.
Trap door. It's a door.
Yeah. Well, cover up your homes, folks.
A few times with batteries. So
put up shields, force fields. Don't just look out. Wear a hat. Or a
Is this going
helmet.
to be the next scam call we're going to be getting? Hi, we noticed that your house might be hit by space rubble. We need to sell you insurance, space
Yeah.
insurance.
I've already heavily invested in space debris coin.
Oh, you got space debris coin?
Yeah.
They call it space junk coin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, do you think in my head, this house has been like quarantined, like an episode, like the movie E.T., where it's like, okay, you guys can't touch this battery. It came from space. We have to get you all checked out and make sure you don't have, the space flu, and see, what this battery did. Like, I feel like these people's lives have been not only ruined from this thing crashing through their house, but like government agencies are now just walking all over this property, being like, getting ready for that lawsuit, making sure they didn't, like, it wasn't faked. There isn't anything in their house.
Could be.
Because, shit like that's going to happen.
Or nobody. It's Florida. They're just like, there's a hole in your roof now. It's good luck. We don't give a shit.
You're get $15,000. Sorry, but we need the battery back, because I would sell that battery on eBay.
That'd probably be worth something.
You got some space battery?
I mean, you bring that into a science class, those kids are gonna go nuts.
Sell it to Russia? They got a space program still, right?
Yeah, I think so. They got space programs in Russia.
That really does suck. They got space programs in Russia? That really does suck, because, like, just think about it. Sitting here right now, you hear something clash through your ceiling. You're not going to, like, how did they know it was from NASA to begin with? Like, did NASA contact them?
They figured it out. I don't know. They looked at the thing and they figured out what it was, and they're like, came from sky. They think they got someone to look at it, and they said it's not a meteorite. So
it'd be better if it was from Tesla. He got more money than NASA.
I think maybe it's a cover up, and I think maybe this was either a piece of a meteor that's gonna end the Earth, or aliens. I think maybe this was an alien spacecraft. Maybe the thing itself was a piece of, or just a ship of tiny aliens, and they're lying about it, and this is gonna all come out, because we do know the UFOs are out there.
They're somewhere.
The truth is out there, and that's what I'm going with.
No. It's space battery. I'm sorry, space battery hit your
space
house.
Battery to power an alien ship, maybe.
Yep. Oh, maybe.
They don't want you to know about it. That's
assault and space battery.
We're not coming up with titles for this story.
Oh, that's it. It's not episode.
No,
it's not for this one. I'm
you
sorry.
don't need to worry about
My
that.
brain.
No. Because we have a main case that we're going to talk about, less scientific, a lot less scientific, actually.
Actually, quite less.
Yeah, we got all the true. We had to get a story up front for the real geeks and the nerds, because today we have another sports geek story. This is for the bros. This is for the dudes. Homies. Today's case comes to us from the internet. You can find a link in our episode description. Our defendant today is Earl. Earl is a big hockey fan. His daughter, Jessie, is not. Earl is particularly excited, though, because the Oilers are playing in the Stanley Cup Finals. His city's team. He's from Edmonton, Canada. And today, Jessie asks Earl, her dear father, if she can borrow one of his Oilers jerseys to wear at work, because everyone at her workplace is going to be wearing one to show their support. What a nice thing. Earl, however, refuses to give up the jersey to Jessie, because he doesn't think that Jessie will take care of the garment, and he doesn't want his property damaged. As dual judges here on Geeks on Trial, it's now our job to determine whether Earl's Oilers are his own and Jessie's a poser, or if Jessie should get the jersey and Earl is a hoser.
Yeah, that's a lot of keywords. So,
yeah.
So why would
hockey.
I don't understand?
It's hockey.
I don't understand why Jessie would want an oily jersey from her father. Like, it's gross, it's messy, it's oily.
Well, it's bad luck to clean it. It's bad luck.
It's true. Yeah.
Now, this story is extremely hot off the presses, and by the time this episode airs, unless maybe you're on the Patreon and you get a sneak preview, maybe you're listening to it early. But if you're over there with the schmoes in the cheap seats, waiting until the Wednesday premiere, this is come and gone, and you now know who has won in the Stanley Cup Finals this year. Ivan, what do you think if I asked you who are the two teams playing in the Stanley Cup Finals 2024?
I'm
You
gonna
know one
say,
of them. You know one of them.
I'm gonna say the Oilers.
Yeah.
Uh, the Yankees.
That's a really good guess. That's a really good guess. I only know because I looked it up.
I already looked at it as well. I was just trying to make comedy
Oh.
here. We're a comedy podcast. I think you forget what this Shitties podcast is about. Making folks laugh.
But you didn't know before, I assume.
I had no idea that it was even hockey season. Not even gonna lie to you.
That I did know. I did know we were in the midst of it's been a bit. I believe the two teams, the Panthers, right? Is the other one that they're
Florida. It's a Florida team, right?
That makes sense. They're tied up, and it's a big
You
deal.
should go. You should let them out. Where are they tied up at?
Hockey's in the air right now. You know, hockey's big. Hockey's hot because of Inside Out 2 as well. You know,
Do they play hockey in that movie?
Yeah, the main character in both Inside Out movies is a big hockey player.
Oh,
yeah.
See, to me, I don't. I assume hockey isn't now because here it's warm. In my brain, hockey is like it's a cold sport.
Yeah,
So it
well,
takes place in winter.
the cold. They do have this technology now where indoors they can actually sort of control the temperature.
Interesting. What is that called?
I think they call it climate change.
Huh. Because it's been like 4,000 degrees here.
It's been, yeah. But inside that ice rink, they are going at it. It's nice. It's nice and cold. We're not hockey fans, you and I.
No.
I
wouldn't say I'm not a hockey. Like I wouldn't be like.
Oh, I fucking hate
no,
hockey.
Thank you. Do you
Get
really?
that shit out? No, I don't care.
Okay. I don't know anything about it. Like I said, don't even know when the season is. I know we have a team in New Jersey. I think they're the Devils.
You do. You know that's the team.
The Jersey Devils, right?
Yeah.
But are they a real New Jersey team, or is it like a New York team?
No.
Jersey
It's the other way around that happens. It's the New York people who like who Giant Stadium is in New Jersey.
Right.
That's MetLife, right? That's Giant. It's not
MetLife
Giant Stadium anymore.
No,
but yeah. Anyway, anyway.
I only go there
We're not
for
going
concerts.
to get into that right now. We can't get into that. Obviously, we're not sports fans. People will know that. People who like sports will be frustrated hearing us try to discuss any of this. But I do, we've had a football story in the past. We had a fantasy football story.
Yes.
Obviously, I'm not a football person, but of all the sports that I don't watch, I do kind of like the simpler ones where the goal is just object go back and forth, get into net.
Well, the goal is where the puck goes.
Right. Like football, American football. I understand, okay, a touch, you score points, you get the football over there, or it goes through the goalpost. But there's a lot of other shit I have no fucking clue what it's about.
There's timeouts. There's like, if you stand here, you get more points. You stand over there, you get less points.
I don't know. If you ask me to like go out right now and like let's play some football, I would have no idea what to do. If you said here's a stick and let's shoot a puck around, I wouldn't be good at it, but I could attempt something.
I mean, technically, you and I have played hockey in a very rudimentary form.
Well, we played
summer camp.
Do they what they call it? Street hockey.
Street hockey, roller hockey without the.
We didn't roll
lids.
though.
No,
no. But I like the simplicity of it. I like a sport that I can follow. You don't need to know anything about it.
That's why, like my sports, like if there's sports on the TV, I'll watch hockey.
Okay.
But somebody also might get the shit beat out of them too. That's also fun.
That's a plus.
And if I go to a hockey game, I'll be cold. I like being cold. Soccer. I like soccer. Soccer is another simple one, but it's also like
and you
energetic.
kind of resemble Gritty.
I thought you were going to say a soccer ball. Is Gritty a soccer?
Gritty's the mascot, the big orange furry guy.
Yeah, but that's for soccer.
Oh no, isn't he? I think he's hockey.
I thought it was baseball.
No, the Philly Fanatic is the
Philly
baseball.
Fanatic, yeah.
Gritty.
And I also
the Philadelphia Flyers hockey.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I like I'll do a baseball game.
Yeah, baseball can be fun. Now we've covered all the sports. Tennis. To me, that's the. I guess you know what? It's really just football. That's the only one that I think is genuinely confusing.
Basketball can be confusing as well.
I guess there are some nuances, but it's still, again, at the end of the day, it's like They want the ball in there. They want the ball in there, which I guess you could say about football too. But I feel like there's a lot more obfuscating. That
And
goal.
also, like, football will, like, it's a 20-minute game that lasts 4 hours. So that's why I kind of get.
Well, that's baseball. That game lasts forever.
But if you go see baseball live, you get a hot dog, you get some Cracker Jacks.
You can do that at home
peanuts.
too, you know. And it'll cost you about a tenth of the price.
Probably a lot less than that.
But still, you know, for hockey fans, it is an exciting time, and I'm happy for them. So obviously, we're not like we've never had a hockey jersey, right? Or any sports paraphernalia or anything.
I've owned a jersey or two in my day.
You have?
I have.
As was it given to you as a gift?
Yeah, I didn't buy it.
What teams? What sports?
So my sister is a huge Dallas Cowboys football fan. So I had a one or two Dallas Cowboys jerseys, which work in this situation. Like when I had to put a jersey on for a work function or going to a Super Bowl party, it's like, oh, I have this Super Bowl. This is football. It doesn't fit me anymore at all.
For Halloween, you go as sports knower.
Sports, yes.
Is your sister from or ever spent any time in Dallas, Texas?
No. I don't know if she's ever lived in Texas, but no, I don't know why she chose.
You know what this is?
Cowboys.
My mom is a Cowboys fan too. Never
has she
lived
ever?
in Texas.
Yeah.
No.
What
is
I don't
this?
know
Is
why.
there just something people? I guess maybe they just have good players and shit that people like.
It's America's team. That's I don't know. That's
I
their
don't know.
catchphrase. The one thing I do know about Dallas Cowboy Stadium is they're the ones with like the biggest HDest TV in their stadium.
That's cool.
Yep. Giant TV.
The Jumbotron.
It's even jumboer than the Jumbotron.
I'm sure that I have owned a Yankees baseball cap at some point.
Yeah, I've never been to any professional sports games. I've been to whatever
minor league,
you call that. I've been to a few of those, but only for baseball.
Yeah,
I've been to when I was in college, we went to the college games every now and then, but then we left 10 minutes into it.
I'm trying to think. Have I been to a hockey game? I want to say I have, but I don't know if that's true. Might not be
I don't
true.
think I've ever been to a hockey game. I've been to a hockey arena to watch a concert.
Because my dad is a big, he has season tickets to whatever the one here in New Jersey is.
Oh, okay.
Whenever they play.
The Devils. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he goes to the Rock, they call it, in Newark, the Prudential Center.
Yeah, probably.
I only know that because I've seen concerts there.
Here's the thing that I learned about sports jerseys from researching this story that I wouldn't have known otherwise. How much would you estimate it costs to buy a sports jersey?
Too much. No, I know this for a fact.
Yeah, I had no idea.
I have people in our family or our extended family who are big football fanatics, and wow, for an unsigned jersey, I would say it's $50 or more if you're getting it officially through the sports team people.
So I don't know. I'm sure there are different levels and qualities, and like you said, there's the official, maybe there's knockoffs, or maybe there's just kids versions or cheaper kinds, or versus this is the same exact material that the players wear or something.
Right. Yeah.
I read numbers as high as $400.
Oh yeah, no, it's stupid.
So I'm reading this story. Initially, if you're not a sports person like I'm not, it's like, what are you? It's like your daughter asks to borrow a T-shirt.
Right. It's
what's the big deal?
Give Jesse the shirt, but
$400.
And the one thing I know about some of these jerseys, it's okay, if it's his favorite Oilers player who maybe isn't playing anymore, that jersey gets retired, or they just stop making it because he's not on the ice anymore. So this jersey could be costly. It could be expensive. It could be, rare. So I can understand why he wouldn't want her to wear it to just go to work in.
Yeah.
But, it is stupid to me that these cost so much money.
Now, a big part of this story, or an interesting part, is the relationship that between this father and daughter, as well as their personal relationships to sports.
Right.
Which we know Jesse doesn't care at all about hockey. So part of this feels like he's almost resents her for oh, you're pretending, or you're just doing this to fit in. at work. I don't know if he says that maybe he's tried to get them interested before, but he says like no one in his family cares.
Now, I'm not a sports family. None of my only my sister watched any kind of sports and even played in sports. You grew up in I'm going to say this loosely, a sports family, a family who your dad has season tickets.
Yeah, it's not, it's not like what you might think of when you say that of like, oh, right. They're like constantly obsessed with it and following. But yeah. My people in my family know about and follow sports.
And we'll watch a Sunday night game or whatever.
Sure, or listen to it on the radio or whatever, right. Yeah.
Which that's another wild thing, tangent, that like is still a thing to me. It's like people are listening to sports on the radio. I'm like, you got phones. Like, because we were out in
because who listens to the radio? Boomers. And who still cares about baseball? Boomers.
And it's just because we were at an event the other day, and they're like, "Oh, I'm going to put the Phillies game on the radio." I'm like, I could pull it up. We want video? I can give you a computer. Like, what do you?
But if you're driving, that's the real. If you're driving,
that's the other thing. Now, or I guess it's big if you are at the game live and you have a radio receiver in your ear,
that's
so you can
fun.
hear what's going on. That's
kind of fun.
So, like, were you ever like? Did they try to get you into sports? Were they like more so when you were younger? Because now you'll be like, listen, I'll drop a space battery on your head. Were you ever like, I'm going to? They want you to come and see the game and maybe get into the sport that they like.
Only when I was a little kid, I mean, they would sign me up to play a few sports here and there.
Okay.
I like very, very briefly, I did tennis. I did like when I was a little kid, t-ball and that kind of stuff.
Soccer probably, or like something like the kids' sports.
If I did soccer, but yeah. But quickly they gave up fast. I mean, I think
came home bruised and in a bag. They're like, oh boy,
by the time I was 7 or 8, if not earlier, they were like, we're done. We're not trying.
Get this boy an NES stats.
They would take me to, I would go with my dad to a baseball. We went to, is this true? Did we say this before? You've said this to me. You've never been to Yankee Stadium?
I've just said it moments ago. I've never been to any sports teams.
Any professional sports team. Yeah.
Any professional sports.
That is crazy to me because we're so close to Yankees. That's just like, to me, it's just like going to if you live in New Jersey, it's like you go to the Statue of Liberty or see the Empire State, but it's like, it's right there. You know what I mean? But
we weren't a sports family, so there's no real need for it. But like I said, I've been to the big football stadium in New Jersey, MetLife Stadium for concerts. I've been to the ice hockey arena for concerts.
I've been to a basketball game or two. But yeah, I would be taken to Yankee Stadium a few times as a kid, and
it's something I want to do now, but it's also like it sounds stupid expensive now.
Yeah, you probably missed the boat. It's like
we've been to us, you and I, and like even a few family members, extended family members. We've been to like we were saying, AAA ball or whatever they call that.
Minor league AAA, is that a thing?
That's a thing I've heard on TV.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's called minor league, but yeah, there's a
minor league ball. Yeah,
there's a stadium that's 10 minutes away from me right now, and I used to go there with my dad too because it's just so close, and that's kind of fun because it's cheaper and much easier to do.
It's cheaper. It's basically like it's a day out just to do something.
Yeah,
it's tickets were like $20, hot dogs were like $1. Like it was just a fun day outside to go chill and look, there's a sports game going on.
It's the kind of thing that I'm like, oh yeah, that's fun. But if someone's like, hey, you want to do this? In reality, I'm like, no, I don't want to watch that. I'm staying home. I'm tired.
Now, have you ever been in a box like a how they have the expensive sports boxes and stuff like that? That would be how I would like to watch sports.
Yeah, of course. With the fridge full of beers and the TVs and the air conditioning and
like those boxes, which you pay a lot for, are very far away from the field. It's interesting.
Yeah, I don't think I've done anything like that.
Neither have I. It's always like I was like, oh, I'll go to Yankee Stadium if I'm in a box. Sure.
Yeah, why not? So let's bring it back to the issue of this jersey and maybe expand it to property in general. How are you with if someone asks?
Okay, thanks.
That's good to hear. But how are you with lending things out to people if they ask? Are you generally willing to do that? And does it depend on who it is? And are there limits? Where do you draw the line of no, I'm not letting you borrow that?
it has to be somebody I know. Like if it's like a stranger in my
just a
house,
guy on the street.
right?
Excuse me, sir. Do you have a shirt I can wear today?
Can I borrow your jersey? Yeah, I'll. Like, there's a few things where it's like I won't let you borrow. Like any of my camera equipment, probably not going to let somebody borrow that because like livelihood, that kind of thing. If it was like somebody like somebody in my very close circle, like you or my partner, or like sure, I'll let you borrow it, but like I'm going to want it back quickly. But like there are levels of things. DVDs, games, books, any of those physical media, sure.
Clothing?
Just give it back to me. Yeah, if you want to borrow a shirt, go ahead. Like it's clothing to me is like the very bottom tier.
Yeah.
Of like if somebody like the guy, my mailman's like, hey, can I borrow a shirt? Here, have a shirt. Like I'm not going to like, okay, I don't have expensive clothing like that. Like maybe there's a suit or like a really nice pair of shoes that I have that I'd be like, first off, that's weird because it's like tailored to my weird shaped body. But secondly, I'm going to be like, I don't know. But like somebody comes over to our house and we have a pool and they don't have a swim trunk. I'll be like, yeah, borrow my swim. Like, sure.
Yeah. It's tricky because clothing it's hard to come up with a comparison that is both as expensive as a sports jersey and as easily given and taken as an item of clothing.
Right.
Because if you're trying to match for value, then I'm thinking of that's like my PS5.
Well,
or
and that's
something.
the thing. At this point, a sports jersey of this caliber is no longer in the realm of clothing.
And by the way, this might not be 400 is like a high end. This could be a 200 or 300. I'm guessing. We don't know exactly, but it's in that range.
But even over, let's say over $150 for a piece of clothing, but a sports jersey is not an article of clothing. It is a collectible.
This does really expose us, I'm realizing, as not fashion forward people, because we're like 400. We're balking at that amount of money for a jersey. Meanwhile, there's people buying a dress for $250 or shoes for $400. That's just like, yeah, that's how much clothing costs. Whereas I'm like, those pants are $25. What are you, insane?
Well, but that's also like how we are as people too, because like we like it's a pair of pants. We
it's
don't
what you
need,
value, yeah.
Where I'd rather spend the money on, a computer monitor.
What is the most expensive? What's the most money you've ever spent on an item of clothing?
Ooh.
Not counting, like, I have rented tuxes for
I'm
weddings.
not counting, like, rented stuff. Probably a suit.
Even my shoes are $50, I'm not.
Oh, yeah, shoes. I'd probably have spent, like, $300 or more on a suit. Like, a full suit.
Sure, I mean, that makes sense.
And that's not even a lot.
No,
for a suit.
Yeah, right.
But truthfully, I really don't know because like, I don't value clothing, period. Like it's clothing. I'll do the opposite. Like a lot of times if I just need a new t-shirt, I'll go get like a cheap black t-shirt. Like,
yeah,
I don't need anything super nice. I don't care about labels with shirts and clothing.
I've probably spent upwards of $40 or $50 on a t-shirt because sometimes like at a concert they're super overpriced, or or like a tourist place. I'm trying to think of what would be the if
we're not saying suits, I would probably say the most expensive thing that I've bought would probably be like a hoodie at a concert or at a convention.
Hoodie, yeah, those can be pricey, yeah. But even then, I'm like, I don't think there's any article of clothing, not a nice, like a fancy thing, like a suit, that I would spend more than like $80 might be my limit. Absolute top.
But then
end.
if you were somewhere and somebody's like, oh, can I borrow this hoodie while you like, would you be like, sure?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Because if it was somebody that you were with or somebody around you, you're getting it back.
Now I do have a nice yellow Pikmin hoodie which I purchased at the Nintendo store in Japan.
Right.
So that is kind of, and it was I don't think it was still more than $50 or $60, but it's like a kind of exclusive-ish, hard to get. I couldn't just like get another one. It has some weird pieces on it, so I might be worried that they'd be damaged or something.
But at that point, that's no longer a hoodie; it's a collectible. Like, because you're worried that it might get damaged and stuff, even you probably don't want to wear it much.
But let me take this dumb comparison and really put myself in these shoes and say, if I were a father if I had the reverse problem and I loved video games and my family did not, what the hell are you drinking? Okay.
Aloe juice.
For a second, I thought it was just a big bottle of Baja Blast.
I'm not that unhealthy. Come on now.
Well, it was bright green. There's not that many drinks that color. Okay. Anyway, and my daughter says, hey, everyone at my office is so excited about the new Pikmin game. We're all wearing our Pikmin shirts. I would definitely let her wear my Pikmin jersey. I'd be excited. Wow, you get to, this is fun. We could talk about all the Pikmin stuff. I'd be excited about that. Now, again, I'm talking about $60 versus a few hundred. But that's the closest I can come to it.
You mentioned one thing in here where I don't think we know the answer. You said to the office.
I do actually. We do know where this girl works.
Was it? Where was the job?
She apparently works at a bank.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so because in my head, I'm like, I'm also thinking teenage.
She doesn't work. She's not a construction worker. She's not a mud wrestler.
But I'm even thinking like retail. Like if you're working in retail or something where you're moving around a store or something might get torn, ripped. You're a camp counselor, you're somebody working outside, you're doing whatever. Then I'd be like, maybe no. Because this is an expensive item that you might get something spilled on it. You might get, it can be clean, but
right. She doesn't work at McDonald's. She's not a fry cook.
Right. She's not in a kitchen. Like
hot grease spraying on her jersey all day.
Our local grocery store, every Sunday during the sports season, they wear sports jerseys, football jerseys, whatever. In that situation, I could be like, you guys are like stocking shelves and stuff. It might get damaged. So that at that point, that would be the only place where I'd be like, maybe not. But you're working at a bank. What's the worst that's going to happen? You're going to get somebody might hold up the bank. Like that's like
that's the day that it gets held up and she gets shot and the guy's like, I knew it. My jersey's ruined.
My jersey. Oh, I guess my daughter. But my jersey.
I have another one. Now he does suggest. To her, he says, like, just go down to Walmart. You don't need a jersey. You can just buy a T-shirt for $20. They might even have cheaper jerseys. But it does sound like, again, this case is like for today. Like, this is like last minute. It's not like, I would imagine
Dad.
If she had come a week earlier, maybe he could have even said, I'll just order you a cheaper one and you can wear that or something.
Now, we don't have some of the, we don't know if it's signed.
I feel like he would have mentioned that. I'm assuming
it's not.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's rare. He didn't really say it was rare. It just kind of, because I feel like a jersey or a sports person would be like my rare jersey that I have in glass. Like,
right.
I feel like this might just be like an Oilers jersey, which he might have like 8 of if he's just big of a hockey fan, in a closet. And she's like, hey, Dad, can I borrow your jersey? And I'm always in the situation of like, you're a parent and your kids ask for something. Give it to them. Let them within reason, but like
money, the house, the car keys, alcohol, drugs.
Yep. Give it to them. They want to give it to them. Their hockey jersey, but you're right. You brought up a really good point. This might be the one thing that makes them click and have a talking. Even if she doesn't want to go to a hockey game or whatever, she might be wearing this jersey. It sparks up conversation at work. It might get her brain going into some kind of hockey thing, and this might be the start of her new hobby as a hockey fan.
even if it's just one day and nothing comes of it and he can just have a 5-minute chat about how was it at work today and isn't that fun and look, the game's on, or watch a little whatever.
And the fact that she came to you as a father, like how rare is that kids are like reaching out being like, hey, Dad, can I like these pieces of trash. But I would say that's like not a touching moment, but almost like a touch, like, oh, she came to me for like the hockey jersey.
Yeah. The anger is clearly at the wheel in his little inside out brain. And she's dealing with anxiety and who knows what else in there. Everything can be viewed through the perspective of Pixar's Inside Out.
And also, she's not a sponsor, and she's trying to like fit in
theaters
at work.
Number 1 movie in the box office this summer, over $350
you got to look at it
domestic.
Is she going to look like? Is she going to be the only one at work not wearing a jersey.
That's
Like,
weird too. Yeah.
That's the stuff I think about. And also the fact that he was like, I don't know, just go to Walmart and get a shitty shirt. Like, she needed, like, I do think he might be overreacting over something that he might give her the crappier out of, like, give her the jersey that you grill in, because you know this guy is grilling. Like, it sounds like he's wearing, like, these jerseys are like,
oh, remember,
I come home.
This is Canada. So whatever picture you have in your head of this man, if it's maybe a little bit softer, a little bit more polite.
Right.
Because he's Canadian.
Well, which is why is he not giving her the jersey? Oh, sorry, I'll get you a jersey. Here you go.
Yeah, did he say sorry? Did he say, do you need it for tomorrow?
Tell me what this is a boots. Like, is there things that this person wants to...
Was it Celine Dion playing in the background?
It's true. If not, you're not real Canadian. So, yeah.
Did you have a craft dinner?
A KD? I'm ready for my verdict.
Okay, give it to me.
So, do I think Earl is guilty of not... I don't even know, like, it's not being a good father. It's not being, like, it's... Go ahead.
I was just going to say, because sometimes we clarify for what he's being judged for, whether or not he's guilty of, I guess, being cheap or stingy or not gracious, not
or
giving,
guarding.
Yeah.
And with all the stuff that we've already talked about, there's not really a lot to rehash. I do think he is guilty of maybe not, I don't want to call it gatekeeping, but, like, protecting his jewel, his gold, his, like, my precious, my whatever. Just give your, like, this might be the one time where she's coming to you and being like, hey, Dad, can I do X, Y, and Z? Can we do this? It might connect you in the rest of her adult life. She needs this for work. You have the goods that probably she can't buy anywhere else. It's for today. She works in a bank. It's not like she's going to be like, it's not going to be like she's a mechanic. She's not out there, like, rolling in grease to, like, it's probably going to be well protected. And even if it's not, buy another one. It's your child, so I think Earl is guilty.
Yeah, I think this was pretty much my immediate reaction upon reading this. Now, there is a little bit, again, you can imagine if this is a rather expensive item that maybe, but this is not, we're not talking about a fourth grader who wants to wear this to his school for the day. This is a human being who, I don't know how old they are, but they're old enough to have a job in a bank. So I have to assume there's some baseline level of maturity and responsibility that they have.
Like 18 and over, I'm sure.
I would think, unless they're like an intern or something. I don't know. But I mean, unless there's something we don't know, that he's loaned her 50 other jerseys and they all come back in tatters.
On fire.
I would have to assume that she's going to do at least that. Like, the worst thing that's going to happen, I mean, what, you get a stain, you wash it? Like, you're telling me you never wear this thing during a game and spill some beer on it or something? Maybe not. Maybe he treats it like a prized jewel and doesn't even like to wear it. I don't know. That could be the case. Maybe this is like a thing he has on display only, but it doesn't sound like it.
Well, and also, you would think a jersey during sports, like, they're going to get messed up during the sports play, so they have to be, stain resistant at some point.
Yeah. And I don't know, just like the only thing for me that could come into this is, well, it's a pricey thing and maybe he just likes to take care of his stuff, but it's just the stakes here do not seem very high to me. It's not like I've even gone for a full day. It's an 8-hour job or whatever. He's going to have it probably back in time for the game that evening. Just give her the jersey. Just let her wear it. It's not a big deal. It's very, very silly. And it also really reads to me from reading it that he has some kind of an axe to grind where he feels like she hasn't earned the right to wear that jersey because she's not a true fan. And if she had been like at the games with him, then he'd be more receptive to it. And I think it's kind of a bogus attitude. So definitely guilty.
And I even get that from the line of, like, did you hurt yourself?
Hurt a hand.
I even heard, there you go. I even heard, like, the line in the case file of, Well, just go to Walmart and get yourself a $15 shirt. Like, it's like he values these more than his children's happiness
Lives.
in a way.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Like I said,
it just seems a little much.
At the very least, I don't know. Just give it to her. like,
Right.
If there had been more time, more lead up, then maybe he could have gone and got a cheaper jersey somewhere that's.
I'm also. Okay. I find it hard to believe that, like, as a father, he's a father that who the Oilers is like his life kind of thing. That he just doesn't. He's never gotten her a jersey to begin with.
Yeah, he
like
hates her.
But even if she doesn't like the sports team, you know, just here for a family picture. Like, I'm surprised there's not one just hanging in everyone's closet. Like, I see that kind of family thing, or that he just doesn't have a garbage jersey to give her. You know, it's like, I don't know. I'm getting mixed vibes from this, but yeah.
Well, we've ruled. We've decided that
we do.
Earl is guilty, which means he's got to be sentenced. We got to punish him. I mean, I have some obvious ideas right off the bat, but
me too.
Yeah.
He has to, you know, if he has a family dog, he has to use his jerseys to wash the dogs.
Wash the dogs? Do you even use like rags to wash dogs? I guess you can.
Yeah, to dry the dog off when they're done, so all of his jerseys have to smell like wet dog.
But a clean wet dog.
Okay, fine. Okay, a better thing, wash the cars. Is that better for you?
The cars. I was going to say he's got to wear it while during a paintball game.
Paintball game?
Or maybe hockey, playing hockey, and you can get it messed up too.
Like field hockey.
Field hockey. Yeah. Hockey, yeah. Muddy on a muddy day.
Because I don't think ice stains. Ice doesn't stain really.
I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, I mean I guess those are the easy ones, right? Fuck your jersey, get it all messed up and ugly. Maybe he's got to go to work at the bank for a day. I don't know. Yeah. They've got to do it. I think they should do a Freaky Friday swap.
He has to wear one of his daughter's outfits to work. That's. Yep. That's
yeah.
It. That's the.
That
the
could be it.
Down.
Oh boy. Listeners and viewers, let us know. How do you think this should have been handled? What kind of a punishment do you think would be fair? Or do you maybe disagree with our verdict? Maybe you're an angry father or an angry daughter and you have real big opinions on this case. Talk to us. You can email us at geeksontrial@gmail.com, or if you're on YouTube, you can just leave a comment right there. Give us your thoughts. You can also submit your own geeky case for our approval. We will take it up. We will send it up the line. We will put it on our desks. We will analyze it, absorb it, configure it, or rearrange it, and we will spit it back out to you with a verdict. We're professional judges, whether it has to do with sports, music, video games, board games, what have you. Email it to us. We also have a form you can fill out too.
We're really great people to do the what have you. The what have you is our big thing.
Maybe
that's what I went to school for.
Maybe space debris fell in your house and you want us to settle that case. We could settle that too.
That could be. Yeah, NASA, give us a call. Oh no, Florida family, give us a call. We could help you out with that. We're probably the best judges in Florida, to be honest. And hey, if you want to help support the show and, you know, give us some money and just, you know, help us out, head on over to patreon.com/geeksontrial. And that's where you can get all the information about all of our Patreon exclusive items. And if you want to help us out for free, hey, keep watching, keep listening, keep returning every week, but make sure you hit that thumbs up, that subscribe, and the 5 stars over on your podcatcher of choice. Hey, Jonathan, when you're not watching sports, where can people find you on the internet?
Find me on the internet.
When they're not watching sports, where can people find you on the internet?
Find me on the internet at jonathanestes.com. I've got a newsletter. I've got YouTube videos and podcasts. They're all over there. It's one convenient nonstop shop for all my social medias and everything. If you like me and you want more of me, check it out. jonathanestes.com. How about you, buddy?
You can find me over at ivanhan.com. That's where you can get all of my videos, photography stuff, and other projects that are in the works. And right now, dropping this week, I have a brand new snack guy where I review the Skittles Pride Edition. It's just Skittles, and they just took the rainbow out of it. There's no rainbow. They're just gray. It's kind of weird. But anyway, you can head on over to youtube.com/thesnackguy for my review on those gay Skittles.
Pride Month's almost over, so
Yeah, it's true.
Enjoy them while you can.
We have to hurry up. And my name's Ivan Hahn.
I'm Jonathan Estes, and another case has just been shut tight.